Hi, I'm Heather Skoll. I am a certified Rubenfeld Synergist as well as a yoga teacher, and currently I specialize in adapted chair yoga for people who are over 60 or struggling a little bit with their health. I also have had for many years swelling in my legs, edema, which I've recently learned may be lymphedema. Lymphedema is prevalent in a high number of people in the population, and yet it is a lesser known condition that can occur in one limb only or in both limbs. When we're going through any kind of emotional crisis or situation and perhaps go to see a Rubenfeld Synergist, you might describe yourself as feeling stuck, heavy, tired, sluggish, things like that, which might be an indication that not only emotionally might you be feeling that way, your body may be stuck as well. I've learned through my deep dive into lymphedema that there are some moves and movements that can be really critical to helping move the system, which can also help move the emotion to get unstuck. Let me show you the first and the most important move of all, and it's called opening the terminus. So the terminus is really basically underneath, on top and underneath the collarbones, and you would simply probably take one hand to go to the opposite side and rub. The rub is fairly slow. When you could do this without clothes on, you could gently move the skin, and then you would tap on there about 10 times each, switching to the other side. Give that a little rub and a little tap. Good. We must open the terminus first. This is where all the lymph gathers, but if we are stuck in other places and we haven't opened this, we are still going to be stuck. There are sequences that also are very helpful for moving the lymph. So like I said, if nothing else, just do the opening of the terminus. You might already be rebounding or rubbing your throat, if you have post-nasal drip, you might already be doing those types of movements. But opening the terminus first can make whatever else you're doing more effective. Now I'd like to show you a sequence called the Big Six. I didn't invent it. I saw it from an expert called Perry Nickelston, who is a doctor of chiropractics, and on Instagram is @StopChasingPain. I highly recommend you look him up. Perry Nickelston's Big Six sequence goes like this. Number one, we start with the opening of the terminus. So let's do that together. And you could do it slower when you're on your own. I like to do this just before I step into the shower, so I'm doing it on skin. Doing the other side and tapping. So that is number one. Two, you kind of get under and behind the back of the ears, down the jawline. Here I can feel kind of moving those stuck fluids that might come from my nose, nasal drip, post-nasal drip, and don't forget the tap. If you want to get very fancy, you can also do this also at the throat. We're going to skip that. So we have 1, 2. Next, we're going to move into under the armpit. And here under the armpit, I'm getting kind of right up under the armpit, giving it a good, both a compression and a little rub, and then the tapping. So I'm going to go down the tap the side body as well as taking part of the breast, the side of the breast. Notice I'm on the left side first. Good. And let's do the right side now. Under the armpit, tapping down. If you can't lift your arm, that's okay. You can keep that down. Okay, next. So we've done 1, 2, 3. The next part is belly. So from the belly, we're going to rub kind of back from the kidneys and around, and thinking about the movement ending going up. So rubbing this way. Good, and tapping. Some people like to do breaths before the whole sequence. I kind of like to put the breathing in this part, where I'm breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Good. So that was 4. 5 is in the groin area. And here it's important to rub up. And if you notice, I'm kind of rubbing from inner thighs outward and away. It's kind of like the lymph moves upwards. Good. And tap. Good. The last part would be behind your knees. So I'm going to move forward on my chair and to scoop under my knees. You could do this standing if you can crouch well, or if you're lying on a bed, you would simply move your leg up like so. You could do that sitting as well, and tap. And the other side behind your knee. It's almost like you're scooping your hands like that, and tap. Good. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is the big 6 sequence. Then I usually add a tapping out of my feet, sometimes a bouncing and a shaking as well. Not usually before bed if I'm lying down, but sitting or standing, you can do that. I hope that helps you to have some new tools in addition to doing your emotional work. Tools that can help you feel unstuck, more flow, and you might even find that those emotions that have been held back finally come out and through. Again, I'm Heather Skoll. I'm a certified Rubenfeld Synergist and an adapted chair yoga teacher.